And we're little. Doesn't it usually make us half frame? There we go.
Yeah.
And
I
quite,
don't know why it went to that automatically, but it used
it's
to do
been
this automatically, but not
right.
now.
It's been doing weird things. The other thing is that in a minute you can just make yourself big because I mean I'm not doing anything. I'm just sitting here.
Okay. We just want everybody to know you're still alive.
Yeah, you think I'm still alive? I'm not sure. Uh, I did get.
Well,
I got dressed today. I put on
well, that's
clothes.
good. That's good.
mm.
Mm. Hi, Brittany.
Hi,
Glad you're
Brittany.
here.
So yeah, it takes 3 times more effort to do everything, and the shoulder being sore and hurting is just really, really making the cough and the congestion worse.
Yeah, because you
Um,
don't want to cough because your shoulder, and then you do cough, and then everything
oh,
hurts.
and the other day I coughed so hard that I made it worse. So,
Yeah.
hi, I don't have my list. Art Junkie
Shannon.
and Barbara. Hi, guys.
Hi. Glad y'all are here. Good signal to not do anything. That's right. You just need to
that is
rest.
that's true, but if I could sleep, that would be nice too.
That's true. That's when you
So,
know you're finally really getting better, when you can start sleeping.
yeah,
Um,
and
do you have an appointment yet for the shoulder?
I actually have an appointment Wednesday to get a surgical date. I don't have that yet.
Yeah.
The MRI, I got the results for my MRI. What do you call that? The day we left on our trip, I got the MRI the night before, and the next morning they called me. I have at least 3 tears, and she said something about class. She was going so fast, I couldn't understand most of it. But I have at least 3 tears, and she said class 4 tears. I don't know what that means at
I don't
all.
know, but generally when they classify things, the higher the number, the worse.
That's right. So I don't know. But then
Yeah.
I also have some calcium deposits, which is called frozen shoulder stuffs too, which that makes sense. It's just age, you know.
Right.
Um, did I get cut down? No, Barbara, this is flu of some sort. Um, the Jeff just saw the doctor this morning, and that it's gone all around the doctor's office too, and it's a respiratory thing. We kind of wondered if it was that new RSV stuff because it's so bad, but I was already wore out when we came home. Jeff caught it. I wouldn't normally catch it. That's normal for me. I don't catch that stuff, but I think because I was already worn out, um, I got it. And it is wicked. It's been over a week. And today I actually feel a little better and I still don't feel good. So, um, but at least I didn't cough all night last night, only half the night.
Only half the night. Well,
Yeah.
that's an improvement, but we would like a little bit more improvement.
Yeah. But anyways, thanks, Barbara. The orthopedic guy, I see him Wednesday. Jeff's gonna take me. I am not driving much. I'm trying to avoid that because
Yeah.
it it I can usually get away with it if I have to. Like when Jeff was so sick, I had to go out and get his meds, and there was just no way he could do it. So I did go. But I'm just not very often, and we just haven't been going out anywhere because we don't want to give it to anybody else.
Right, right.
So,
Yeah.
so well, yeah, so fragile. Well, I don't know about fragile, but broke is more like it. Oh,
Oh,
so, but we had a good trip. Um, we didn't do as much hiking as we would have liked because For one, I took a fall at DeSoto and fell with both my hands out in front of me. So I messed up my shoulder even worse. And so it had to be stuff where we weren't climbing a lot, pretty flat trails, that kind of thing. So we did some, but hi, Journey.
Hi, Journey. Glad to see you.
And of course,
Yeah, I thought it might make Tanya feel better just to do something where she's not spending all the time thinking about how bad she feels, because I know that helps me.
yeah, well, I've been doing a lot of reading and trying to sit in a chair. I told Jeffrey there isn't a comfortable chair in this house, but I have figured out how to sleep because, see, between the congestion and my shoulder, it takes 7 pillows.
Oh my goodness.
So I've been using the guest bed, and he finally went back to sleeping in the bed the other day because he's been sleeping in a chair.
Yeah.
And I can't sleep in that chair for love nor money. But I told him I need a comfortable chair. He says, "Well, go and buy one." I'm like, "Yeah, right. I'm not going to go after a chair right now."
No, but that's probably a good idea for when you get well.
I was going to say, yeah. So, and I guess I'm practicing with the pillows because my arm is going to be immobile for like 6 weeks.
That's true, and that will be very difficult.
I was going to say, I have figured out it is almost impossible to brush your teeth with just one hand. You can't get the toothpaste on the toothbrush.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Just Jamie made the comment the other day. I talked to her. She had some StreamYard questions, and I called her, and I think that was before I got really sick. Anyways, she said she'd had those carpal tunnel things done, and
Right.
she said, "Yeah, you ever try to wash just one hand?" It's not easy to do.
No, you just kind of have to rinse it off.
Yep. It doesn't. You can't kind of squish it together. Okay. Why do I have? Oh, okay. Got my phone's going off, so I can't. I don't know where my earphones things are too. So don't you like my lovely headset?
It's beautimous.
Yeah. Well,
We're just glad you're here, even if it's not for very long, and even if it's with a headset.
Well, I'm not doing too bad today. Talking to my mom on the phone yesterday was bad. Every time I tried to talk to her, I don't know, she called, her glasses came apart. And of course it's Sunday and we're all sick. And it's like, and what am I supposed to do about this, Mother? Okay. And I said, why don't you take them downstairs to the nurse's station and see if the nurses might have some screwdrivers to fix them? Like, okay. Why didn't I think of that? I don't know. So,
because your first instinct is to call Tanya.
yeah. So why don't you make yourself big so they can see what you're doing? I think they
can see.
My ugly mug.
But it's good to see you.
Okay.
See, Barbara says it's just so good to see you.
Well, I missed you guys too. There's just no way I could have. Sunday, I was still so sick. I think all the stuff to stream is actually in now. But Jeff has been so sick that he's been getting whatever we needed desperately out of the camper. Because he came home sick. He got us home because I can't, with my shoulder, I can't drive a camper. There's no way I would.
Oh, I'm sure. Good grief. Yeah.
I wouldn't even consider it. Hold on just a minute. Jeffrey, do you see? Okay. Well, I don't know why. Heating and cooling company out front for no reason that I know of. Okay, so we went to Wetumpka to pick up a door. Because we want to see our ugly bug. Okay, that sounds good. With our friends in Wetumpka, found me a storm door for my greenhouse. Jeff had to stop kind of working on it because we need the storm door to know how big the storm door is to put everything together, kind of thing.
Right.
So I had made the comment to Patty that I needed the storm door to find it. But when we got home, and she goes, "Will this work?" We're on the middle of our trip, and she had already found a storm door. She says, "Well, the screen is all tore out, but..." So the next thing she tells me, she's about 2 hours later, she calls me back and she sends me another text. She says, "We found you a better one, so I'm keeping the oldie nasty one and you get the better one." Storm door, hinges, the whole 9 yards, glass is good. I think there's a couple of tears in the screens, but that doesn't matter for the greenhouse. Anyway, so we stopped by there to get that, and we wanted to visit for a day. Well, we went out to dinner, and after dinner, Jeff didn't feel well. Hi, Sue.
Hi, Sue. Glad you're here.
And I'm not sure exactly on when, Sue. I see the orthopedic guy Wednesday to find out more. And if I wasn't so sick, it probably wouldn't be so bad to do something with it. Right now it's really bad because I've been coughing. But I can still pick things up with it and that kind of thing, as long as I don't try to move it, like I can't lift it, kind of thing.
Right.
Or put it behind me at all. Like trying to put a belt loop back there is non-existent.
Yeah. So. Well, I remember when I hurt mine, I could do a few things if I did them just within this certain range of motion.
That's right. Yeah. It's like,
yeah, but then if it got any further away or twisted more or any of those things, that's when it got horrific.
Really bad. And anyway, and I want it fixed as soon as possible. At the same time, most of these guys are booked couple of months out, and if they can't fix it until February 1st, my Medicare kicks in. And if they can't fix it until January, I'll be darned if I'm going to fix it in January and pay for it when I can wait a couple of weeks and Medicare can pay for it. So that will be one of those things we find out. But I'm hoping I can get it fixed in the next couple of weeks so that I'm, what do I want to call it? Incapacitated this winter and not next spring when we want to take another trip.
Right. I agree.
So
plus the sooner you have it done, the more damage you can do to it.
That's right. Right. Because it doesn't take much for me to make it worse. I had a coffin jag the other night that I thought was going to kill me. And before it was all done, the pain in my shoulder was really bad. Thank you, Sue. Yeah. I mean, Barbara, we have pretty good insurance, so, it wouldn't be bad, but it, if I have to wait till January, I might as well wait till February. So.
Hi, Pam.
Excuse me. I'm sorry, guys. That's going to be a consistent. Hi, Pam. So I was telling you something. Oh, Jeff being sick. We went to dinner Monday night. And he didn't feel real good, and he went to bed really early Monday night. And then Tuesday he got up and didn't feel well. And we were supposed to go over to Ronnie and Patty's for dinner that night, and we did. We spent the day, and we did some stuff and got the door ready where we could get it put away to travel with it. And Tuesday he slept almost all day, and he said, "We got to go home tomorrow because I got to get us home." And he was, by the time he got us home Wednesday, he was give out. That was it. We got our pillows and his pills, and I think he brought the computers in. We did with whatever we had in the house for meals, and that was it Wednesday. And so he's just been bringing in just a little bit at a time. So, hi, Nashua.
Hi, Nashua. Glad you're here.
So everything didn't even get brought in until the other day. So I have to find, where my webcam is and where my earbuds are and stuff like that. So, are you going to going to put those things into that journal you're making?
These? Yeah. Yeah. All of this stuff was a calendar.
Yeah, I saw. I watched that the other day.
Yeah. And I'm going to have to find some more focal points because I have too many card things and
your focal points are too big.
Yeah. The butterflies, I mean, there's a couple of cards big enough I could put those birds on them, but they would take up pretty much the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure. They may go on the cover.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But I've got a few pages here. I guess just these two. I thought there was more than that. That I didn't really use much out of.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to make those pages in the book.
Uh-huh.
But I'm also going to take like this and not that one and add, some other kind of paper to it to make a page in the book. And but these I think I'm going to cut out like I cut those out. Anyway, when I started this, I was just going to make masterboard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw.
And then I thought, I think I'll make
make something with it. Yeah.
Make something with it. Yeah. And so where did I put that other?
Thank you,
there
Sue.
It is. Okay.
Yeah, because you could just put some of that, you could just put as a decoration on a page too, just along the edge on a plain page.
But I'm thinking it might be like this one. I could put another page behind it, and this could just be
the page. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know about that one. This one I could do the same thing. I could just tear,
mm-hmm.
A little bit more and use it as a page. But I thought while we're just sitting here, I would do some fussy cutting, and that way,
mm-hmm.
It's less decisions that have to be made if I'm just fussy cutting.
Uh-huh.
And I've Friday, I turned on my oven because I didn't make turkey and dressing because the kids wanted pizza for Thanksgiving, and we were just trying to get through the day without being an emotional mess, and so we had pizza. But I really wanted some turkey and dressing, and for the first time in my life, I bought a dressing mix. Don't do that; that's horrible. I could barely even eat it once. The leftovers just went in the trash. Anyway, I was gonna put I just got a little turkey breast, and I was gonna put it in the oven, and I turned on the oven to the temperature I needed, and I kept thinking, why hasn't it, beeped to tell me that it's ready? It's hot. And I opened it up, and it was not even.
Oh no.
It just didn't turn on. It's not like it didn't spark the gas. There was no spark and no gas. So it just didn't do anything. But it on the electronic key thing up there, it said it was on at 375. And so I don't know what's going to have to be done if that's something they can fix, I sure hope, because I do not want to have to put in another new oven. This one's only like 3 years old.
Mm. Yeah, the electronic parts on those ovens are really a problem. Um, Now, Jeff's Brothers is considerably older. I mean, it's old and it's in the wall. It's like a
Well, this one's in the wall.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
why it's going to be so hard to replace if I have
right.
to do that. It was hard to get this one in there. They had to cut a hole in the wall bigger than what was in there
What was in there
before and all that,
before?
because what was in there before came from the 70s.
Well, and Perry's is locked, so he can't even take it out of the wall because it something freaked out on it and it locked. You know how the um what do you call that for cleaning it? The self
Oh,
cleaning
yeah.
part. It freaked and its self cleaning part locked, and he can't get it open.
Oh, dear. Well, I didn't get a self-cleaning one,
Yeah.
so mine will open. It's also dirty because I didn't get a self-cleaning one. But anyway, we won't talk about that. So, I don't know if it's still under warranty or not because, like I said, it's
Probably
3
not.
or 4 years old, so I doubt it.
They're only
Um,
usually warranted for about a year anymore.
yeah, and this was, when my mom bought me for my birthday about 3 years ago, and so I hate to have to tell her that it's messed up, but and then I've got to try to get my house where I'm not embarrassed just to have somebody walk through it to check on the oven, because when Ethan moved back, he knew he was going to be moving eventually into the apartment
So he's just
behind
left his
mom's
stuff.
house.
Hmm.
So we just set his suitcases and his boxes of stuff in the living room and dining room. So we just have piles, everywhere. And we know it's temporary, but it definitely makes our house look even more like a hoarder's house than it already did. But anyway, we still can't, still not in a place where he can take all that stuff over to the apartment yet. But
Well, my house looks like that because I moved mom's into mine, and then my stuff is all over everywhere. And then Jeff just brought things in from the camper, and so now it's even more piled up because I haven't taken care of any of that yet.
yeah, well, at
So
least you don't need a repairman.
no, no, no. And when the refrigerator kept going out and kept going out and kept going out, Jeff fixed it. So,
I wish I
um,
had a Jeff.
oh man, that Jeff he is really good because it only costs a couple $100, and a new $1,000 fridge is ridiculous when that's not what's broke.
Yeah, I
So
agree. Well, I have to say that even when I had Darren, he didn't fix things like that. He's like, we'll call somebody who knows what they're doing because I would just make it worse. So, um,
well, I don't think I told you that the minute we got home, we started having electrical problems.
no.
Yeah, the power blew twice the first day we were home. The whole the outside big breakers,
Yeah.
um, the not in the breaker box in the house, not the little breakers, but the big breakers where the power comes into the house. And Jeff went out and found the one that blew and fixed it, and but it kept happening, and it was happening 2 and 3 times a day, and we couldn't. It wasn't anything specific that you know. We got home on we got home on Wednesday, and it blew Wednesday once or twice, and then Jeff was so sick, and it blew a couple more times Thursday and Friday. Well, then we were in the weekend,
Yeah.
and he was horrible sick. So Monday morning, um, he had to go to the VA to the doctor out there. I think that's when it was. Anyways, he called the electrical company that we use, and they came out. They had to replace a main breaker.
Wow.
I mean, it had our main breaker failed too. Yeah.
Sue,
Um,
I agree with you. And if I
yeah,
had been choosing my own oven, I would have chosen that if I could have found it.
I was going to say,
My
but
mother
finding it is.
chose this one for me,
I was going to say
and
finding an analog one, finding one without digital controls is,
it's
but
difficult.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Anyway, I came out to the studio this morning to try to get it ready for this, and my heater was just blowing nonstop.
hmm,
And I had it set on 71,
mm,
and it was hot in here. It was not 71. And and I turned it off and it made this horrible sound,
uh-oh.
and it didn't really turn off. It just kept making this horrible sound. And anyway, I messed with it quite a bit and I never could get it to actually turn off. But I don't know. So there's another thing that
Yeah.
I'm not looking for the third thing.
Well, can you unplug your oven? Can you get to a
Uh,
plug
I think it's plugged in behind it.
or above it or below it?
Yeah, it
If you
might
could,
be plugged in above it or below it,
okay.
but I'm thinking it's behind it.
Okay. Well, if it is, then maybe try shutting the breaker off and turning the breaker back on because it's a computer. If you haven't rebooted it,
Yeah.
it's one of those things where basically that's a computer brain thing. So if you could reboot the brain, shut it off, leave it off for a few minutes, and then turn it back on.
Oh,
And you
that's a
might
good idea.
and you might be able to do that from the breaker box. I mean, it's not the best way to do it, but it might be one you could do because that could be the problem. I mean, it might just need to be rebooted.
Yeah. Well, I will try that before I call somebody.
Yeah. Yeah, I would. Yeah, Barbara, it was a main breaker, but he said it was just the fact that it was old. See, when we had all electrical work done here, um, they didn't replace those breakers. Those breakers are from when the house was built. I mean, we've had other breakers inside the house and all that kind of stuff redone, and we've had electrical work all updated and that kind of thing, but not the main breaker there. We had when we put in the lines for the motorhome and all that stuff, and that wasn't blowing. So he said it was just that the breaker got old and tired and it needed replacement. Oh, Brittany, I hate flooded basements. Our house in South Dakota had 3 sump pumps in it, and if the power went out and we were having trouble, it was like you had to go um, dip the take a bucket and dip it and dump it in the tub downstairs, stuff like that. Well, I don't think he could have, Barbara. I don't think they could have put everything on one side of ours because we've got too many outbuildings, and I mean, we've got 2 outbuildings, so I'm sure that that's part of what the big breakers are. So at least I'm getting to the point where this is going to start really coughing. So
Well, I was going to say your voice is sounding hoarser and hoarser, so you probably need to stop talking anyway. But
yeah, probably. Um,
I'm glad you came on for a few minutes. It lifted my
yeah,
day anyway.
yeah. Well, and I wanted to give you a hug.
Me too. Hug,
You
hug.
you only get one arm. You only get a one arm hug.
Well, one arm's good enough.
Yeah, well, she got it. Apparently, she got it turned off. But whether or not she'll have any heat this winter when she really needs it is the next question.
Well, when I would turn the heater off, it just kept making this weird sound. So I turned it back on and I went through a bunch of different modes because when it was turned off, it wasn't really off, even
Mm-hmm.
though it said it was off, the heater. And so, and then I turned it back on like really low
Mm-hmm.
so that it would, and I put it on energy saver
Mm-hmm.
or something. And then I went and took Hannah to work. And when I came back, it was blowing cold air at me. So I turned it back to heat, but I kept the temperature down to like 71, and it warmed it, it started blowing warm air again till it got to 71, and then it cut off. So it's
Mm,
right now acting fine. I don't
mhm.
know.
It's got outside vents, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Could a bird or something have gotten in there?
Well, I looked and didn't see anything.
Okay.
Um, I thought, could a plastic bag have, come into the yard and be sucked up against it or something.
Yeah.
But I didn't see anything from the outside that looked like it was anything.
Anything. Okay.
Um,
But yeah, try that with your oven. Look for the plug. See if it's above it or below it. I know it might be directly behind it, but like on my microwave, it's above in the cabinet above the microwave.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
check.
I'll do that. I'll have the kids look.
Hmm.
Ethan can look above and Hannah can look below.
There you go. And if not, try the circuit breaker and leave it off for a few minutes and then turn it back on and see what happens.
Okay, I'll do that. That's a good idea because
So
it works with computers quite often.
yeah.
So
So,
that
anyways,
was a good
hon,
thought.
I love you, and guys, I love you all, and tell everybody I'll see them soon. I hope, and maybe by
Maybe
Sunday.
Sunday.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
by Sunday I'll feel better. I mean, I
that would
feel
be good.
better, just not very good.
Yeah. Well, there are different levels of better.
Yeah, well, like I said, I slept last night, which I haven't been sleeping at all. So
Yeah, that helps some. So,
yeah, so bye guys. Love you all.
bye, Tanya.
Hugs, Lisa.
Hugs back. Well, I'm going to bring this down just a little bit, and I'm going to go ahead and try to finish fussy cutting this, and then we'll work on um, getting some um, maybe some pages to put in this journal or something. But anyway, if somebody has to come out and look at this little air conditioner, if I have to replace it, that is going to be a real headache because there are piles and piles of stuff in front of it. Not covering up the vents or anything, just between me and it. It was a nice surprise. That's why I didn't put it in the title because I wanted it to be a surprise. Plus, I knew she wouldn't be able to stay very long, and I didn't want somebody to come in late and then be disappointed because they thought they were going to get to see her and then they didn't. So, but when you're fussy cutting, you can leave off spots if you don't want to mess with fussy cutting that particular thing. Like those little leaves. I just pretend they're not there. Y'all probably know that already, but some people get caught on having to do it, the right way. Yes, go take a nap, Tanya. I'm also trying to decide what to put on the inside of this journal. Oh, that looks kind of pretty. I think that'll be good. So I've got these things fussy cut that I can use to decorate. I'm going to move them aside. Um, I've got this napkin. When I was digging through some stuff, I found these. Don't remember where I got them or when. But the disappointing thing is only one side is actually gilded, but the rest of it's still pretty. And so I was thinking about using that on the inside. But I'm not sure how it will look. And I thought it might be fun to put this over something that was colored and see how that would look. But I don't really want to paint the inside. But that'll actually look pretty cool, I think. It does look like a marble tabletop. Yeah. Brittany says, my neighbor gave me a bunch of scrapbook paper and some stickers, and I realized I have a lot of single-sided scrapbook. But excuse me. Sorry, good grief. A lot of single-sided scrapbook paper that I need to figure out how to use all of it. Yeah. Hi, Candy. I'm glad you're here. No, Brittany, Tanya didn't give me her cough. This is just my normal cough. Isn't it terrible to have a normal cough? But I have a normal cough, so it's I wish I didn't, but I think I'm going to go ahead and just do this just so we can see what it looks like. So I'm going to move all of this stuff out of the way. And I had some leaves I thought about putting on there too, on the front probably. Okay, where can I lay this without it all falling off? Okay. That is a very real problem in my studio. Where can I lay this? Where it won't fall off, because everything is piles. There are no flat surfaces except this one. This is the only one. Okay, I'm trying to get rid of that glare. Sorry. Okay, I need something to put under it. Okay, here we go. And now we've got glare back. Sorry about that, but I'll try to do this quickly. I think I'm going to use a glue stick because I do not want to deal with Mod Podge gooey stuff. So sorry, I'm half coughing and half sneezing. Okay, I'm gonna start. Oh goodness, I'm sorry. Hold on a minute. Okay, y'all. I'm sorry. Ethan's not feeling good and he's struggling with something and I need to get off of here and go be mom. Um so I'm sorry about that. I was really wanting to spend some more time with y'all, but you know how it is. You got to do what you got to do. So I'm going to have to say goodbye and hopefully Thursday will go better. Anyway, say a little prayer for Ethan. I'm not sure what's wrong. Something with his jaw is bothering him. And so I need to go see if I can figure it out for him. Love you all. I'm sorry. I got to go. Bye bye.